This week on No Cell Service, our hosts cover the horror anthology All Hallows Eve. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
All Hallows Eve. I love this movie. I think it is a legitimately scary movie. There are some things that a lot of people hated about it. Not like the majority of the movie, but like there was a certain part of the movie that a lot of people really hated.
I see.
And,
okay.
I don't know. We'll get to that. But overall, I think this movie is a great Halloween movie.
I am on the opposite side of the spectrum. So this is not my favorite movie we've covered so far. And I'm not saying I don't like art and I don't like what this, because this is pretty much the prequel to the Terrifier series, right? Like, it's two of the shorts that Damien, I forgot his last name, made with Art the Clown in it into a movie with a filler middle section, right?
So this was before the Terrifier?
So, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'll get into the timeline a little bit more, but we can talk about it here in a second. Yes, I agree. Genuinely terrifying movie. Putting yourself in the shoes of the characters. What the fuck is happening? We watched Terrifier 3 together.
Yeah.
And I have a very similar opinion of this is torture porn. And as I was going through Reddit, people were like, well, if you focus on art and his antics throughout it, it makes it more like Acme level of violence. It's comedy in extreme violence. So you think of like Itchy and Scratchy or like that kind of stuff of, what is that, The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Of like it being extreme violence and then having a character who's so nonchalant about it. Mm-hmm. And I will concede to the fact of where I understand people are coming from. However, I think my favorite part of this movie is everyone's least favorite part.
Okay. Is that something we'll just talk about when we get to it?
I think we have very different opinions on my favorite part of the movie now that we're just started talking about it.
Fair enough.
So let's just get into it. It opens with the title scene. Gore off the bat. Mm-hmm. All Hallows Eve, and it's like clear, and behind it is bloody body parts, ripped up bodies, like gore from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. And I do think that, like, I don't go for horror movies because of the gore. Like, I don't go out of my way to watch gory movies necessarily. Mm-hmm. Horror movies could have very little of it, and I'd be totally fine and probably feel just as scared.
Right.
So I think that's where my brain is like, yeah, it's there, but also, like, the rest of it, it just, I don't know. We'll get to it, but
it's, I think, one of those movies that comes in hot out the gate with the gore. Usually I feel like a sex scene. You know, you like build up to the gore, and this movie's like, now we're going to show it in our title scene. Yeah. And then we're going to, and I think that kind of gives you an inkling of what you're getting into, right? Like opening with, and I don't want to call it shocking because you're going into a horror movie. Yeah. I think there's a baseline understanding of you're going to have gore, you're going to have those things. So I don't want to say they're doing it for a shock value, but it out the gate gives you, this is going to be a gore movie.
Yeah. But then it opens to a couple kids sitting in the living room, and they're like hanging out. One of them's like picking through a bag, and they're watching like a movie on TV. And
do you know what movie it is?
No, I don't.
Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, that's great.
George Romero.
Guess I've never watched the original.
Long story short, their copyright got fucked up, and so it's in public domain, and so you'll see Night of the Living Dead a lot in horror movies because it's public domain, and it's one of those movies they can play without any copyright strikes.
Oh, interesting. That's funny. I didn't know that. Yeah, so these kids are, one of them, it's a girl and a boy.
Tia and Tommy.
I could not for the life of me remember their names.
It doesn't say their names for a very long time.
Yeah, but like, I can remember the babysitter's name because we get the babysitter. She comes in, Sarah. Mm-hmm. She like turns off the TV, and the boy's like, dude, I was watching that. And she's like, or I think his sister was like, yeah, are you? Like,
the sister's like, he's not watching it. And then you get a little dynamic.
Like, back and forth sibling shit.
There's like this weird exchange of dialogue talking about like what time it is and when the parents are going to be home. Yeah. I think for me, the dialogue in this movie really falls flat. It's not great dialogue.
I guess I wasn't focusing on the dialogue too much as far as that goes. Like, in my brain, it was just like, yes, they're establishing plot. Like, babysitters here, parents won't be home for a while. You know, like, kids got back from trick-or-treating because the girl's dressed like a witch. Mm-hmm. and like the boy's going through his bag full of candy, you know.
Which makes
me
me
think... It is just
think...
filler. It's like dumb filler that doesn't even really like,
That's fair. It's establishing shots, and that's fair. I think throughout this entire movie, the dialogue falls flat for me, though. It's not just the establishing scenes. Like,
it feels like an 80s movie as far as the dialogue goes.
Yeah, and I don't... It's an 80s B movie to me, though. It's not well written, and maybe that's the point, because...
It's not a great movie. No. I should have prefaced that earlier. I really enjoy it, but it's not a great movie.
No, it's... We'll get to it. We'll get into it. I have a lot of notes for at the end of this, because I don't want to make this about the Terrifier, because this is, though it can be considered a prequel to the Terrifier, this is the first instance we get Art the Clown.
Yeah.
They are separate identities.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that at the end of the movie, I think. Mm-hmm. But as I want to know, what is the boy? Do you think he just like had a Scream costume, because he's just wearing like a white V-neck, right? So do you think he just like was ghost-faced, or was like one of those costumes you can kind of just throw on and like pull off, because he's not dressed up?
Yeah, maybe. Like, yeah, it was probably just like that was the white shirt that he had underneath his costume or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
It doesn't really matter. It's just like, I would just be curious of, she's a witch, what is he dressed as, right?
No, I get that. I mean, I'm assuming that like he wouldn't want to dress up as something related to his sister, because like they're young, right? They're like,
I want to say
12.
Yeah, I don't know if they're twins or just super close in age.
Yeah.
Because she says, like, Tia acts like she's a lot older and, like, more mature than Tommy is. And so I didn't... But they're like...
But then also Tommy does, too. Like, he kind of bullies her a bit.
That's why I was like, maybe they're twins. Or, like, supposed to be, like, maybe not twins, but, like, you guys are, like, a year apart because of age. And so you have that kind of dynamic. Either way, they're really close in age. Where were we going with that?
They were literally just talking, and, like, Tommy's digging through his candy
bag. And
he ends up finding a tape. Or like a VHS box inside of his candy bag. And he's like, ooh, a tape, let's watch it. And like...
Sarah's like, no.
Yeah, Sarah does the good thing as a babysitter. And she's like, no, the fuck you aren't. Like, there could be some really messed up stuff on there. But then the kids are like, well, we haven't like... It's not nothing that we haven't already seen on the internet and this and that. And she's like... The fuck are you guys doing on the internet? Like, y'all are like 12.
Tia's about to say something. She's like, never mind. I don't want to know what you guys watch online.
Yeah.
They have a VHS player in the living room.
Yeah.
Tia is on a smartphone.
I don't know, man. When did this movie come out?
2013.
I feel like I still lived with my parents.
Yeah, we were juniors in high school.
Yeah, so like I'm pretty sure we had like the DVD VHS still.
I definitely did not.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just...
2013? What? That was like a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 era? You're going to tell me you have...
Was it PlayStation? That was not PlayStation 4, was it?
I bought a PlayStation 4 secondhand from someone I went to high school with. It might have been after. Now I feel like I have to look it up.
I think that was like later, because I think PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were like the competing consoles at the time. But... I don't think Xbox One was popular until like 2016.
The successor to the PlayStation 3... So it was launched November 15th, 2013.
Wow.
So, still PlayStation 3 era, but PlayStation 4 was about to come out, and you're going to tell me you have a VHS player in your living room?
I mean, I remember having a PS3 in my old house, and definitely having a VHS player at my older house, like when I was a kid.
We did not.
Maybe it was just my family, but
I did not. Like, once DVDs became the standard, I think my parents literally just got a DVD player, and that's all we had. Well, like after, because we had DirecTV for a while, right? And then they give you the box that has like the DVD VHS combo, because it's also like your thing. And so we had that for a while. The last place we had a VHS player was in my old house when I was in, oldest being there was 6th grade, and my grandmother had it in her side of the house.
Fair enough.
So I feel like 2013 was not very common to have a VHS player,
but I also
actively
think that,
available.
You know, that's true. But also, if the kid pulled out a DVD inside of like a clear case, you know, like from back then, and it just had like the name of something written on the top, I don't think that would punch as hard as like, because like obviously the kids are like, oh, like, we want to watch it. And she's like, at least they get to the conclusion, like, the kids eventually...
They bully her into letting them watch it because she's like, okay, go into the other room. I'm going to watch it, make sure it's clean before you guys come in. And
I was going to try, she lets a couple kids, like, push her around for a portion of this.
Not a great babysitter.
No. She, like, watches a bit, and then she's like, oh, it's like, the kids just, like, walk in and start watching, and they're like, oh, it's whatever. And she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna turn it off if it gets really bad. And like,
as someone, I used to babysit kids, right? I babysitted, they were a family of 7.
Oh boy.
And I think the 2 oldest were out of the house, so I think I maybe had 5 of them. And one time I got bullied into watching a movie that they should not have been watching, and it never happened again. Yeah. But ours was The Starving Games, which is a spoof of Hunger Games.
Never seen it.
Have you seen Vampire Suck?
No.
It's a spoof movie.
I'm not a big fan of those spoof movies. Scary movies about as far as I'll go to watch one of those.
It's not great.
Yeah.
They should not have been watching it. One of the younger ones that should have been napping snuck in behind the couch and started watching it. And I was like, nope, we're done. I think we got halfway through the movie and I was like, y'all should not be fucking watching this. Like, we're off. And I was dealing with 5 kids. And you're going to tell me I don't agree.
They start watching this tape and it just like, it starts out with this girl like in a subway station.
Yeah, and it doesn't look... I've never been on a subway, so I actually don't know what like train stations like that look like, but it looked more like
it looks like a room that you would detain people and put them in at a subway station. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I thought it was like a hospital waiting room, and then the 2 drunk people come in and they're like, hey girl, when's the next train? And I was like, this is a fucking train station?
Yeah. You know, it's like there's like a door and it's just this like room with some benches in it. And like, yeah, this girl and this guy both dressed up in costumes. Couldn't even really tell what the guy was, but she has like a leash around his neck.
Yeah, it's like a scarecrow and a pet scarecrow.
I guess.
Is the best way. We did kind of skip over the starting of the VHS that I guess she doesn't let the kids watch. Is like weird going through like boiler room type deal with a banging sound, and you see a weird fleshy bird man and like cuts to some weird stuff. It also has a cut of like Art the Clown and that kind of stuff, and then it switches to the train station POV. But it's like, if I saw all of that stuff, I would not let the kids watch it. Yeah. And the kids are like, oh, it's just a horror movie. And I was like,
It was the fleshy bird person that I was like, oh God.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
I wouldn't let the kids watch that.
But to be fair, then it made me think of like Dark Crystal or that kind of thing. So I was like, eh.
No, that's fair.
So I went back and forth with it. But anyways, 2 drunk people.
Hey, when's the train coming? And the girl, like this solo girl's like sitting in the middle of the room reading a book, and she's like, 10 minutes. Is that what it was like?
She said 10 minutes or like, I don't know. And they were like, thanks, I guess. Do you have a cigarette? And she's like, no, I don't. Then they wander out of the room again.
I was like, I need a fucking cigarette. And they meander out the room.
Then she goes into the bathroom, comes out of the bathroom, and across from her is Art the Clown.
He's not like, I want to preface because this is the first iteration of him. So he looks a little different. Some of his makeup's a little different. I mean, he looks the same overall, but like you can tell that they refined his look like for the Terrifier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so this whole, like I was saying earlier, it's 2 short films plus a middle filler, because this is an anthology movie. So the first one is called The Ninth Circle. And this was I don't know if I have, so it's The Ninth Circle, and it came out in 2009. Oh. So this is like the first rendition of Art.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So these were individual.
Yes.
That makes sense. And we'll talk about why that makes a lot of sense when we get to the second movie.
Yeah. So the second one is different. It was made for this movie.
Really?
Yeah. So the first one and the third one were independent short films. The second story, they needed a filler to bridge.
That's so funny.
With the overarching story of the babysitter watching.
Wow. Okay. Well,
as far as I understand, I didn't get any more information on the second one. So as far as I understand, it was made for this movie.
We'll get to the second one for sure. Anyways, so yes, this girl, she goes and sits down, and Art the Clown is sitting across from her. He reaches into his bag.
Which is a garbage sack.
Which is his garbage sack. He pulls out a bike horn, and he holds it up and just, and then he And then he fucking just
goes, and she's like, will you fucking stop?
Yeah, goes at it, and then she yells at him, is like, screams at him to stop.
And he looks so sad.
And he looks so sad. And he puts it away. Oh god, does she just like get up?
He gets up and sits next to her.
Oh yeah, he gets up and sits next to her.
And pulls out the fake flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like takes it from him, being like, what the fuck? Like, you don't want to freak out the creepy guy who's being weird to you. Just like be as normal as possible. And then if you haven't seen Terrifier, he's a mime clown. He doesn't speak. He doesn't make sounds.
Yeah.
So he starts miming, laughing, and pointing at her. And she looks, and there's a giant ass fucking cockroach in the fake flowers. And that's when she gets up.
She screams and gets up. And
tries to run away,
but Art grabs her and jams a needle into her hand and drugs her.
And then it makes her, like, vision go all really weird, and the way I described it was, like, you played, like, Batman Arkham Asylum?
Yeah.
Like, Scarecrow's gas.
Yeah.
Like, his eyes get all glowy, and his face looks really weird.
And he gets that, like, kind of jack-o'-lantern smile, almost.
Yeah.
But his eyes are glowing. Yeah, it's weird. It's different. It, like, to me, I think that was the director initially trying to hint at Art being a demon. The only reason I say that is because like I don't know, she gets drugged and then like it's almost like when, in movies you see people do drugs and then it makes them see more, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I almost think that is like, that was the director trying to show you that, like, oh yeah, this thing's not just a clown, like it's a fucking demon.
I could see that, especially with the way the rest of this short goes.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand that.
Yeah, which, the girl passes out and then wakes up
in a dark ass hallway with a fucking collar around her neck, chained down.
Yep.
She starts screaming for help, and then behind her there are two other chicks who are also chained by their neck, telling her to shut the fuck up because there's nothing they can do. I
hated this dialogue. Trust me, this is a pain to get through because these ladies are just sitting here arguing about whether they should do something or not about trying to escape.
Yeah, and the two who are there already are like, there was a third girl before you. What do you want us to do? Like, she got dragged away by her neck and we don't know what to do, and we can't go that way because of the chains. And the new chick, I have their names written here. So our reader girl, I just called her the reading one for a while, is Cassie.
Okay.
The blonde is Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have two Sarahs? Why couldn't you come up with someone else for your freaking babysitter, dude? Bugs the shit out of me. And then Kristen is Orange Shirt.
Okay.
So Orange Shirt and Blonde, so Kristen and Sarah were there together already. They say that a third girl was there before Cassie, and that she got dragged away by her chains. And Cassie's like, well, we have to do something. I just don't want to die here. This terrible dialogue. And then she's like, well, there are three of us now. We can take him. And Kristen just told the whole story about how, like, the other girl was getting dragged away, and they tried to hold on to her and couldn't. And you're telling me now that they have you reader, you're definitely not an Olympic lifter, are going to be able to take on whatever the hell has you chained up.
Mm-hmm.
It's such bad dialogue.
But then Blondie, what's her name?
Sarah
goes over to Cassie and is like, you know what? You're right. And starts like, being like, no, come on, like we need to leave. We got to try something because it's either we die here or we die there. At least like let us die trying. And right before that, they have that whole weird interaction where Sarah's like grabbing Cassie's head and like pets her, and it's like, it's okay. It's like, who that? Like, because it's not even like a hair, like run your fingers through the hair. It's like, pat, let me drag your hair how it shouldn't be done. Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it. I have, talking to my wife about this kind of like helped me put my thoughts in order about some of these things. Mm-hmm. I don't like the way any of the women are written in this fucking movie.
No, I can agree with that 100%.
It falls flat every single part of the way that these are not three-dimensional women.
Oh, no. At
all. Not three-dimensional characters either, but that might play into the fact that it's all about art. And so I don't know if it's intentional or if it's just shitty writing. Yeah,
I think at the time, maybe as well, the director probably just had a better idea of like the execution in his head and like where, like what he wanted art to do and like achieve. But then he realized like, oh shit, like how do I get there? And then he's like, shit, I have to write establishing shit, for these ladies. They're all like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where like he's got the image in his head, but then once he goes to the writing room, it's like, that's where he struggled at first.
You couldn't just get one chick to come in here and be like, Wow, that's bad. I don't know. And again, I'll get to my final thoughts, and I might be being more harsh than I should be on this kind of stuff because of my final thoughts later.
I don't know, you could be harsh on this movie. It's...
I don't know if I want to, man. People are like diehard fans of Terrifier, and that kind of leaks over to this one, and I don't want to get fucking canceled because I hate this damn movie.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have our opinions on it, and people are gonna think whatever, but like...
That's fine.
I don't hate it.
No.
I'd watch it again. Not because it's good again, but like...
I will never watch this movie again.
I think for me, it's the scares only that I'm thinking about.
And that's fair. And I'm trying to like not rationalize, but think about it more in the standpoint of this. He's scary. The shit that happens is scary. I said this at the top. Putting yourself in these situations is fucking scary. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think I like the execution. I love the special effects. The practical effects in this movie are fucking killer. Mm-hmm. All of them are. In all of the Terrifier movies, I love the practical effects they do. I love the fact that they really don't rely on CGI. I think it's fantastic. I love... Yeah. Again, end of the series thoughts because I'm getting more into Terrifier than this movie. Anyways, yeah. As they're fighting about whether or not they should go down the hall, Sarah gets dragged away by her chain freaking down the hallway.
Yanked.
And they're like, well, I guess we don't have a fucking choice now.
Yep. And so, what's her name goes...
Sarah.
Sarah goes...
Oh, sorry. Sarah gets dragged away.
Or, yeah.
Casey.
Casey goes with Cassie.
Casey goes with Kristen.
Casey goes...
Casey... Sorry, it's Cassie. Casey. Cassie goes to Kristen and says, we have to go, and coaxes her to going down the hall. In my notes here, yep, let's go to where the murder is. Super smart.
Yep, let's drag our chains along the floor and make noise and go in the direction of what the hell was happening.
And as they're huddled together walking down the hallway, there are just bones scattered along the floor. They're making so much noise. Not being subtle or quiet at all. They finally get to where their chains are wrapped up, and Cassie grabs a rock.
Starts smashing at the chains.
And it's like, I think it's working!
Just yelling.
They're screaming and making so much noise.
Yep.
And they turn around and...
There's this big fucked up...
thing. Wiki calls him a deformed humanoid. He doesn't even have a name in anything.
Yeah, it's just a gross, fleshy man
thing. Like the Thing from Fantastic Four, but flesh instead of rock.
Yeah, that's a good description, actually.
That's how I pictured it.
Kind of like that. Little bit of Toxic Avenger kind of looking head.
That's the other one I was trying to think of, yeah.
But not green. He's fleshy.
All flesh and grossness.
He's big, so he just...
cleaves off Kristen's arm.
Yeah. Pops that off. She starts screaming.
Cassie tries to run away or fight him or do something and just ducks right out of the way as he cleaves her chains in half.
Yeah. And
so she's free. And that's a lot of strength. I'm surprised that knife didn't break.
Yeah.
She runs back down the hall trying to get away, and there's a random guy pushing a shopping cart down the hallway.
Yeah, just like a homeless dude pushing a shopping cart through the hallway.
So she runs up to him and is like, help me, like, there's someone trying to kill me, and then she looks on the shopping cart and there's another hand. Obviously, if there's
moving hand.
Anyone in this damn tunnel, they are not here to save you. They are probably whatever going on. They know what's happening here. Why would you go? Why? I guess, your mind's not thinking there's just another human, you just want help, but I would just be screaming and running. I wouldn't stop for anything.
I'd grab the other end of the shopping cart and just start shoving, you know what I mean?
Just get the fuck out of my way type deal.
But does he drug her, or does he just capture her and then it cuts?
His face changes to the weird
that's right.
Thing.
Yeah, he's got a normal face, and then she sees the hand, and then she looks back up, and he's got this fucked up face.
It's I described it as a stretched out version, and all I could think of is in Beetlejuice when they kind of stretch their faces and do weird things.
Yeah.
All of the faces are flesh, but stretched or scarred or ripped up and weird.
Yeah.
And I say all of them because in the next scene, Cassie, I keep wanting to say Casey.
Yeah.
Cassie is tied down, and there are a bunch of creepy, fleshy people in hoods surrounding her.
There's like a witch. There's
there's a fleshy bird guy there again.
Fleshy bird man.
And then there's the one that kind of looks like Jack the Killer.
Yes.
But flesh.
Yeah.
Like all flesh.
Mm-hmm. God, there was one that...
Not Jack, Jeff. Jeff the Killer.
Jeff the Killer, yes.
Jeff the Killer, but face
I knew what you were
weird.
talking about. Yeah.
Because I almost always call him Jack the Ripper, because I always want to call him Jack instead of Jeff.
Jeff the Killer and Jack the Ripper.
Same.
Yeah.
Spot the difference. Like,
Yeah, no, this scene freaks me out because she's in like a red room and she's tied down, and then she like looks over and there's this pregnant woman she's tied up, but she's got her hands above her.
Yeah, she's like tied up standing.
Yeah.
And they pull up her dress and then they stab her fucking pregnant belly and rip the baby out of her.
Rip the baby out of her.
And then they have a chalice underneath her that's collecting blood.
It's a toy ass baby though. Like
it's not great. It's
a,
unnecessary.
Yeah, it's a lot. And meanwhile, I'm sorry, but at this point, don't you think Sarah should have turned the movie off for the kids? Especially because it cuts to like the boy, Tommy, sitting there watching this on his TV. Oh, and he's like got a sick smile. And Sarah and Tia are like reeling and covering their eyes because they're like, what the fuck?
as soon as... I don't know what part. I would have turned it off.
As soon as you see the pregnant lady standing there tied up. Well, actually, no. I feel like that maybe would have been too far.
That's what I'm saying is like I would have definitely turned it off there. But like I feel like there was probably a step before. I think once she was chained up in the hallway with the other girls, I think I would have turned that off because then I would start thinking of like Hostel or something where it's fully turning into something 10-year-olds should not be watching.
I think I agree 100%. Yeah. After that, you're like, no, like cut it off. But what does Sarah do? Not do that. They just keep watching, and so yeah, you see this pregnant lady get the baby ripped out of her belly, and then they fill a chalice with the blood that spills out, and then
you watch the life like leave the pregnant lady's eyes too.
Yeah,
but it's weird because it's just her eyes. Like, she doesn't slump or do anything, but I think she's supposed to be dead. It's a weird shot.
Yeah, it is a weird shot.
I try not to hammer too much on that because, like, again, this was a short film, so obviously they're not going to have, like, the greatest things to happen.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I was like, I think you're trying to portray her being dead or passed out, and it just shows in her face while her arms are still, like, active. Like, the rest of her body is active, but her face isn't. Yeah. It was just one of those weird things.
But I think the makeup artists or like the special effects artists for that they did a great job because all the monsters, like the people that are surrounding Cassie, are creepy as fuck.
They're creepy and they're all different.
Yeah.
And I think Damien did all of the special effects, or at least most of them. I'm pretty sure he's at least in charge of all of the special effects. He's listed as the special effects guy for the makeup.
I mean, killer.
It's
like
fucking
they're
kick
fucking
ass.
creepy. And then you literally watch this like...
I called him the pack leader.
It's like, imagine if Jim Carrey's The Mask met Handsome Squidward...
and put some horns on it. This dude got lips for days, but like his
weird
sculpted beautiful demon
face. You could tell that like this it's probably Satan. You know?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be Satan. I called him the leader guy because I wasn't sure if we would get any more information.
I think Sarah mentions it.
Which Sarah?
Real Sarah.
Babysitter Sarah?
Babysitter Sarah. I think Babysitter Sarah mentions, like, I think it's when she's on the phone, she's like, yeah, I watched this.
Oh, that's right.
I watched this pregnant lady get her baby ripped out, and then she gets raped by Satan. And
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, sorry.
He drinks the blood from the chalice. The other demons are ripping off Cassie's clothing, and he exhales like he just smoked a vape, and all of this smoke just leaves his mouth. And then it turns to Sarah, babysitter Sarah, turning off the tape and being like, that's enough, y'all are going to bed, this was too much. And they're like, it wasn't even that bad, what are you talking about? I'm like, what the fuck are y'all watching at 10? That watching a lady get her baby ripped out of her is normal for you.
Yeah.
And like 2013?
What are your parents doing to restrict your computer access? Nothing, probably.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Because if you're talking about going onto the computer and just like, that's like, okay, I get it. I was young. I got on Gary's Mod and went to the cinema. and just had people put unadulterated, unfiltered shit in front of my face.
We also did a shit ton of stuff on Omegle and a lot of things that we shouldn't have been doing. But
we all did it too as part of exploring the internet. But like, I'm sorry, I feel like by that time I was maybe 15 or 16 when I saw some of the really bad stuff that they are like talking about comparing this shit to.
To be fair, at us being their age, I think I still had dial-up.
That's fair.
I think it was the tail end of dial-up. Anything that we saw that
was scary was limited to like the scary movies that were available. I think
the scary movies, there was some weird, like, you could do a bit of YouTube rabbit hole
there
binges.
were some like scary YouTube videos.
It was harder though, I don't know about for you, but it was harder for me because my parents had the desktop in their bedroom, and so I wasn't able to do like real weird deep dives like that because my mom could walk in at any point, and my dad was also in the military, and so like we weren't allowed to be on the computer at certain times, so she could get the phone call, like talk to him for the week or whatever. So like we had a whole thing of like we had very restricted access because you couldn't be on the phone and the computer at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I got like my own like laptop until I was maybe 14, and so that maybe that was when like you could actually do stuff. It
was. I mean, got it, and that was also, I think for us it was a different time because it was still at that point like the Wild West compared to now. Like the internet was just so much more unfiltered. Even YouTube did not have the safety net and all of the safeguards for the children that it has now.
Yeah, and I think they're swinging way too hard with the pendulum of having none to way too many. Yeah. But like nothing was ever censored.
Nothing.
You could get browser videos on YouTube like it was nothing.
Watch like whatever you wanted on YouTube.
It was wild what you could. I mean, you can still. It's harder now, but a lot of those videos are still up. You kind of have to dig for them because of the algorithm and how shit works now. But like,
there's there's videos that I think some of them it's literally just because they've generated too much revenue. That's because they've just they have like 60 billion views. You know, like. Because some YouTube videos that went viral back in the day are still around and they're like 20 fucking years old now. Yeah. But they're like hits that people go back to still. It's fucking crazy.
It's wild.
We haven't even mentioned Newgrounds, bro. Fucking Newgrounds.
My wife didn't know what Newgrounds was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I wonder if my wife would know what Newgrounds is.
It got referenced because we started watching Papa Meat and Windigoon's podcast, the Creepcast. And they do internet horror lore, like creepypastas, and then they started doing TV stuff too. And so we were watching one, and Newgrounds popped up.
I love that.
And I was like, oh, that's what it was. And she's like, what the fuck is Newgrounds?
Yeah, dude, Aaron from Game Grumps, that's where he started.
All of this to say, this is shit they shouldn't be watching, and we know from experience.
Yeah. Also, like, again, just bad babysitter. But, I mean, she at least does call that out. She's like, what the fuck are you guys doing on the internet? She's like, why aren't your parents, like, doing something about this?
And to her credit, she does turn it off and doesn't let them keep watching it. Though we think she went too far, I'm glad she shut it off and didn't let them watch the rest of the tapes.
Yes, because,
Or a tape. The tape continues. It's not multiple tapes.
Yeah, she ends up sending the kids up to, like, freshen up, all that.
And she tries to take the tape out, and it's like this weird thing of like foreshadowing of she can't get the tape out on the first try. Yeah. Takes her a few pushes, which is weird for a VHS tape. I don't know about you. I rarely had VHSs get stuck.
Yeah, pretty much never.
I think like by the time I started getting them stuck is like when I was older and like
and
trying
to use was broken,
and like you had to get a knife to like pop it out.
Yeah. God, can I just say I miss the old days when you could like beat the shit out of your technology and it'd still just work. Dude. No matter what you owned, you could like run it over and it would still work.
My N64 has knife marks of where the restart button got stuck, and so it has knife marks for where you had to pry it back up so you could use it.
I mean, think about this. You could drag an N64 cartridge behind your car and drive 45 miles an hour, and it'd probably still work after 10 minutes of driving.
Yeah, all you have to do is blow it out. Even if they tell you not to do it, it fucking works. Yeah, if we're not supposed to do it, why does it work, dude?
Fucking so funny. Anyway, sorry, I just had to say that.
Oh, no, yeah.
But anyways, so Sarah sends the kids up to, freshen up for bed and all that, and she ends up calling her friend on the phone. And that's when she has the discussion. She's like, yeah, like, this creepy-ass VHS, and like, I just watched a girl get raped by Satan and this creepy ass clown.
And her friend makes the joke the entire time, like, oh, you aren't dead yet? Like, babysitting on Halloween, like, that's a terrible thing.
Yeah, well, she's like, yeah, at the end of the conversation, she's like, "Don't get killed," haha, and you're like, "All right."
Yeah, blatantly in your face. She does make a joke though. She calls the VHS tape something from the 1982.
Oh.
And I was like, why is that so specific? Is there a reference I'm missing? So obviously, I did a deep dive into 1982 horror movies to figure out if she was referencing something.
Okay.
There is a 1982 anthology horror movie series directed by George Romero.
Seriously.
That is called Creepshow.
And do you think that that was maybe like the director's inspiration for wanting to do this kind of anthology?
I don't know, but I thought it was fun because, again, Night of the Living Dead's on the TV.
Yeah.
Maybe referencing another anthology horror series. I felt like it was a fun little connection. In my headcanon, it was meant to be, and this is exactly like the little breadcrumbs that you were supposed to follow.
Oh, 100%.
Is that accurate? I don't know, but I thought it was fun.
No, I choose to agree with that because that is more enjoyable.
Yeah, we've already
so off track.
We've off tracked so much, but the kids are fighting in the bathroom. She hears something outside, disregards it the first time, hears something the second time, and goes to the sliding fucking glass door. And we've had this conversation about black-eyed kids, and I was like, what the fuck's gonna be behind the stupid blinds?
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's just kids egging the house.
Yeah, kids just threw an egg at the window.
Which is a pipe dream nowadays with how expensive eggs are. I ain't wasting my goddamn eggs on that shit.
Honestly, dude, seriously. I mean, kids don't even trick-or-treat anymore. They just trunk or treat, is that what they call it? Where
Yeah.
They just gather in parking lots and...
Well, our friend Taylor, she takes her kids trick-or-treating still.
Good.
But it's like a cul-de-sac thing, so they park at, like, I think last year what they did, they parked at the end of the street in the cul-de-sac, and then the kids, like, they could watch their kids go up and down the entire street from where they had parked. But yeah, I know trunk-or-treats are really popular.
But anyways, yeah, Sarah gets jump scared by that, and then the kids start arguing, and Tia's like, "Tommy spit in my hair," and
She's trying to wash her face off from her makeup, and he's brushing his teeth. And
It was
screaming
essentially
at each other.
just like, if you don't move, I'm spitting in your shit. And she's like, just don't, like, wait until I'm done. And he's like, nope, I ain't waiting. And he just fucking spits. And I'm like, I mean, brothers are assholes, but Tommy, somebody's got to put your dad in line because this is learned behavior.
To be fair, though, we have bitched about no one having good sibling dynamic. This is fucking sibling dynamic.
No, they have a really good sibling dynamic because, like, we have this extreme where, like, they are fucking shouting and yelling at each other and, like, spitting in each other's hair. At one point, like, Tommy goes to bed and Tia's like, "Are you gonna tell my parents that Tommy spit in my hair?" And Sarah's like, "Will he get in trouble?" And Tia's like, "Yeah." And she's like,
Reverse the dialogue. Tia asks if Sarah's gonna ask, and Sarah said, "I don't know. Do you want him to get in trouble or something like that?"
Yeah, and Tia's like, "Yeah,"
yes.
and she's like,
"Okay,
well then of course I'll tell your parents."
So she has a really good relationship with Tia, it seems like, and that's why I didn't know if there was a bigger age gap or it was just like Tia feels more comfortable talking to Sarah and like kind of more like an older sister dynamic.
Probably
type
like
deal.
ladies thing, and then like I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe. I just thought it was cute that, like, we kind of do see a more well-rounded relationship with those two in that specific moment. But we do see Taya is scared of the dark. She had a weird interaction with her closet door. It's open and shaking a little bit, and she doesn't check on it. She goes to lay down, leaves her light on, and then eventually just goes into Tommy's room and is like, "Can I sleep in here?"
Yeah.
Which is the perfect sibling dynamic of just we're gonna murder each other, but I'm scared. I'm sleeping with you.
But then like, oh, like this happens all the time, you know.
Well, and then even in bed, Tia was like, "Don't steal all the blankets," and he's like, "It's my fucking bed. I'm gonna steal all the blankets if I want."
It's my bed. Like, they're my fucking blankets. Like, I don't give a shit. Tommy, I wish I could conjure his level of sass on a daily basis.
He has so much sass. And like as his parents, I could not imagine. But as a child and as a human, I was like, yeah, Tommy fucking slay.
Probably
like,
why
let's
they got
go.
out of the house, bro. Probably why the parents got Sarah to babysit. They're like, we need a break from Tommy.
Yeah, because she said something about them being out till 4:00 in the morning. It was like, God damn, yeah.
I thought it was 1.
No, I'm pretty sure she says 4. And I was like, ew, I couldn't even.
Not even like bars close at 2, bro. Like, what are you doing those
I'm
extra 2
assuming it's
hours?
like a house party, right? Would be my guess is like, because that's what we would do as a friend group is like someone would throw a house party for Halloween.
Yeah, no, that's fair. T ends up going to sleep in Tommy's room, and Sarah, obviously, she gets curious, and she continues to watch the tape.
Yeah.
And so we get, like, the static, and then, like, the tracking bar, and then it, like, cuts into the next film, which is...
Her name is Caroline.
Caroline, she's...
on the phone with her friend Mary, which we learned like 5 minutes into this short.
Yeah.
On the phone with Mary, talking about how she just moved to this new house. She used to live in the city. She's living in like rural countryside. And she's like, listen to this. And her friend's like, what? And she's like, exactly. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just quiet and silent. And I don't know what to do with myself.
They moved and they're happy. And it's away from the big city, which they moved from because...
Yeah.
And that's what they're establishing pretty much.
Yeah. Her husband is a painter. And this was more conducive to his process, I guess, is what she was trying to hint at. He has like an exhibition or gallery. I don't fully understand the full terms for he has a thing going on.
Yeah.
With his painting.
Yeah, and Caroline mentions that he like painted one recently that she hates because it's this like really creepy face, and
he says he doesn't even remember painting it.
Yeah, and that like he swears that like it's as if he blacked out and then woke up and it was painted.
Yeah, he painted like it was a face he saw in his nightmare that he like woke up in this weird trance and ended up painting. And if you guys know any artists, that makes total sense in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you had a weird thing and you're like, I must paint this, and you don't remember doing it. Like,
yeah, and of course, like the wife is gonna be like, I can't even be in the same room as it, but it's covered. Like you don't see the painting.
The painting's in the same room with her, and she ends up covering it with a sheet, and she's like staring at it as she talks. And so in my head, I was picturing like the famous Scream painting of just the. Ah!
I always think of the painting from It, the one that like comes to life and fucks with Stanley.
Yeah, that's fair. My go-to is the Scream painting. Is that what it's called? Is the Scream?
The
right?
Scream, yeah.
Yeah,
Edvard Munch's The Scream.
Yes, that's my go-to. Anyone's like a nightmare painting. That's it for me. I don't know why.
I don't think of it as a nightmare because the Looney Tunes Back in Action movie. They do the whole scene where they're running through the museum and he fucking steps on his foot and that's why he screams.
That's fair. I don't see it as a nightmare, but I think of like the person in the painting having a nightmare.
Yes,
and so it's like
100%.
The reaction to a nightmare, I think, is why I picture it.
Yeah,
I
because
also
like
really like that painting though.
Well, yeah, because to me it definitely captures that essence of like if you are in a dream, you can't scream out, but you do still like make the motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like your body in real life is like trying to keep up almost, so you like can't. But
that's my painting. But your painting is also a good one.
Anyways, yeah, so she's like talking about her husband or whatever and the painting.
Mary and her husband should come out and visit once they're all settled.
Yeah, she says that and then they immediately hang up.
Yeah, I can't. They say it's weird. It's again,
she's
the
like,
dialogue.
You guys should come visit, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we would love to." Okay, bye. I've never ended a conversation like that.
No, and they don't even have a good reason to do it. It's not like, oh, John's home, which is Caroline's husband or anything. It's not a good ending. No. Again, the dialogue is fucking awful.
This second one is.
I want you to know I named him.
You named him?
I named him because he doesn't have a name, so we'll get to it.
Okay,
but I had to name him. And
Caroline, she's like looking out a window, or no, one of the lights, like a lamp starts like flashing, like like a hanging light.
So she goes into the kitchen and is making herself tea or whatever, and she's looking out the window and sees a flashing light, and then it crashes, and she's like, "What the fuck was that?" And the lights go out. She opens a box to find a flashlight. This bitch was just talking on a smartphone.
It didn't even clock to me.
Yep, she was literally just on a smartphone. You see it later because they show her phone a lot.
That's right. That's so funny.
She's on a smartphone, and so she opens a box to find the cheapest looking flashlight I've ever fucking seen in my entire life, to go down into the basement and check the fuse, which smart. Mm-hmm. Very fair. Your lights go out. First thing you do, check your fucking fuses. Mm-hmm. Good on you, girl. However, I didn't mention this with the first one, and I do give these movies grace. The cinematography is fucking awful. The random Dutch angles, the random wide shots for no reason.
Yeah.
What is happening?
There's like a random shot of just like outside the house.
Multiple times.
Yeah, like a couple times, but it's the same shot.
Yeah.
and like nothing happens in it. You're like, okay.
Not that I could see. I don't know if I missed something, but like...
Well, because at one point it shows that, and then you like, it plays a score. So I actually had to replay it because I thought that I had missed like something happening on screen. Mm-hmm. But like I replayed it and like the score happened when it shows the house and I didn't fucking see anything. So I was like, okay, like we'll just keep going.
And the score throughout this short...
I like the sounds in this short.
Yeah, yes.
That is what creeps me the fuck out about this short.
I am going to spoil this for you guys. I love fucking alien shit. This short is too. My fucking favorite, except we'll get to it in a second. The scoring is beautiful. 80s alien movie through and through. Fucking love the music.
I had a feeling we would have the same opinion about it. But yeah, I loved this short and everyone else fucking hated it because they're like, this doesn't belong in the movie. It's so out of place. Like, I thought I was watching a different movie all of a sudden. And I'm like, did none of y'all watch Signs? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I got so sucked into this short.
It's so good.
When it cuts back to Sarah watching it, I forgot that we were watching a movie of a bitch watching a movie. And I was like, oh, I got jump startled from her watching the movie.
Yeah, so Caroline, like, she doesn't know, like, she doesn't see it yet, but she's panicking a little bit because, like, the lights are out, there's the flashing thing outside.
There's the noises upstairs.
She hears noises upstairs, and she's like, oh no, fuck this, I'm out. Which,
she gets the fuck out!
Good shit! She runs out to her car, tries to start the car, fucking car won't start. So she's like, oh shit. She runs back inside.
And her phone hasn't been working.
And her phone hasn't been working at all.
No cell service is happening.
Yeah, no cell service. Amazing. Love it. Which in this scenario, I believe that's how it would work, right? Like if you have technology that would allow for space travel, it would fuck with our electrical systems in one way or another if it, like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like there would be some sort of interference.
It works out so well too because the power goes out in the house, the car battery is dead.
Yep.
It's affecting everything, not just the cell phone, which is the way
it's
you
like
need to fucking
War of the
do
Worlds,
it.
dude.
Yes.
And like War of the Worlds is one of my all-time favorite fucking...
I love War of the Worlds.
God.
Oh, it's so good.
I wonder if we could make an excuse to do an episode on that.
Well, we were talking about doing things that are kind of like in the sphere, but not exactly horror on our Patreon.
That's true.
We're going to talk about those kind of being bonus things where we touch on more like sci-fi thriller in the realm of could be spooky. So, look for that.
That could be a horror movie, though. Straight up, War of the Worlds could be a horror movie.
That could be the one exception we do and see what you guys think about us doing things more like that. I think Alien, it's the same thing for me with aliens and monster movies, that I feel like depending on how the movie goes, it's not exactly horror, but it could be. Yeah. There's a whole thing we need to talk about on the side.
Okay, so...
She leaves. She's smart.
She tries to leave, but the car battery's dead. So she's like, oh my god. She goes back inside. Her husband calls, and she's like, oh my fucking god. Like, panicking. She says that, like...
Something crashed
outside. At first, I thought it was a plane or a helicopter, but then it wasn't, because, like, it's fucking with the lights, and the car's dead. Like, I can't get out.
And he's like, did you call the cops? And she's like, no, my phone wasn't working till now. And he's like, well, you need to call the cops. And she's like, don't leave the phone, like, don't get off the phone with me. And he's like, no, like, if anything, you just need to go, like, there's the hotel down the street.
Well, he does, so I appreciate this about him, is he goes, did you call the cops? And she's like, no. And he's like, well, you need to, like, hang up and call the cops. And she's like, no, I don't want to, like, hang up and then not be able to call again. Like, I don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
And he's like, fair enough. Well, once we get off the phone, I'll make sure to call them too, so that, like, no matter what, you know that the cops are on their way.
I didn't see it like that. Because
that's what he said, though.
No, because he's like, you need to hang up and call the cops.
Yeah,
he's trying to get her to call the cops because he's like, you will feel 1,000% better knowing that the cops are on their way. Hang up. And then that's when she says, stay on the phone with me.
That's right. And then, but he does say, like,
he says, it's a weird thing. My head's getting a little fucky with it, but it doesn't matter because the phone crackles and breaks up.
Yeah. So well, I will say also during this shot, she's like, got her back against the wall, but it's like on a corner, and the camera like pans over to the side, and like she mentions that she thinks someone's in the house.
Yes.
And as that's happening, you see movement like happening in the background.
There's a sheet that like rises up,
and it's fucking creepy, dude. I love it. You know, and then yes, she loses the service and the call drops.
Also, he says he tries to call the landline. He's like, oh, I tried to call the house, but I couldn't get through. What? Who? I'm stuck on like what year we're supposed to be on, because you have a smartphone but a landline.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Although I will say, I think back then I had one, or I had both at the time, just because.
That's fair. I think so at the original house that I stayed in, like my quote-unquote childhood home, like from 1st grade up until 6th grade, we had a landline. Mm-hmm. But once we moved to our new house, when I hit at the end of the 6th grade, we did not have a landline. And in that house is when I got my first smartphone. Mm. So I don't know if it's like that house didn't, like they had already gotten rid of their landline, so we might have still had a landline if I had stayed in the original house. Yeah,
I don't know. The timing for this movie is very ambiguous, because it's just like it's a point in time that happened. It's not super long ago, but it's not like very recent. Yeah, it's like somewhere in the window between late 90s to like.
She has a smartphone. It's not late 90s.
Well, but I'm saying they're trying to like, it's like in the window of that.
Oh, like the entire movie series.
Yes, between like the VHS stuff, but then also having smartphones. It's like the window is between like the late 90s and the early 2010s, which is weird. That's why we're like, we don't fucking know when this movie takes place exactly.
The first iPhone was released June 29th, 2007.
Damn, really?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's definitely not 90s, at least for these first two, and the babysitting arc.
No, that's fair.
Not 90s. The last one we'll talk about here in a second, and talk about the technology in there, and it's way different.
Yeah.
That one feels more removed technology-wise from these other two.
I wonder if it was just like 2007 then. I think that'd be the only year that this like would make the most sense of being like, people still use VHSs, but also have like, you know, touchscreen smartphones, or like full on, but like it had like a.
Yeah. And to be fair, the babysitting arc I could say she might have had a BlackBerry instead of a full smartphone. However, being on the internet on your fucking BlackBerry is going to, I could not be on the internet on one of those.
Rip up your fucking bill.
Exactly. Like, so that's why I thought it. But I mean, she is home, so she. Wi-Fi? Question mark? I don't know. I can't delve into the weeds too much about this, but I couldn't. Yes. I couldn't delve into the production of it, so I delved into like the not Easter eggs, but like the rest of it. And I don't like the cinematography of this movie at all, and I don't like the set dressing of this movie at all either. And I think that's where it really gets pointed out that this is very early on in his career, because even in the babysitting arc, that house is very sparse. And that's something that always you can tell with short films or independent films that don't have a budget. Their set dressing is little to non-existent. All of the walls are blank. There's nothing there to like that makes sense. It's just whatever they could find. Yeah. There's always mirrors in weird places. Like there's a mirror above Tia's bed.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to some of that stuff. I'm just like, yeah, they're in the living room.
See, for me, I do pay attention to that kind of stuff. So it's a weird thing for me, and yeah, I don't know. It's anyways back into the actual storyline.
Yeah, because we're only through the second one.
We're not even through the second one.
Through the second one.
Oh my god! So landline ringer. She has her phone on the ringer, and I thought that was weird. But then I had to put my mindself of being like 30 in the early aughts, and my parents still have their ringer on.
Yeah, I don't. It's a little foggy for me, like how this happens, because it's like she is like sneaking through the house, or just like being cautious, and then all of a sudden she just gets jump scared.
So it cuts back to Sarah drinking her wine, and this is the point where I was like, oh, shit, we're not in an alien movie. She is walking down the hall, and I think she's kind of doing like a sweep of like, if someone's in this fucking house with me, I'm going to figure it out. Yes. She walks into the kitchen and grabs a knife.
Yes.
And then as she's going down, like walking from the kitchen into the like the foyer entry, there's the sheet on the floor.
Yeah, that's right. She sees the sheet, and then she continues walking, and then like
is panning with the flashlight.
Yeah, and sees this like weird.
I thought it was a vacuum.
Like it looked like it's just like a weird technology.
Ambiguous thing of
ambiguous light technology, whatever. And then like it pans up, this thing's head turns, and it's a fucking gray alien with black eyes, but it has, instead of just being a naked gray alien, it's like.
It's in a black bodysuit.
It's in a black bodysuit with like like hoses hooked up to its neck, and then like tech on its chest.
Have you, are you actually like into aliens? We haven't really talked about aliens.
I love this shit.
Okay.
This is partly why this was like, again, this is my controversial opinion. Everyone fucking hated this. But
I loved it.
It's one of my favorites, and maybe it's because of me watching like Signs and shit when I was a kid. But like aliens freak me the fuck out.
Dude, they freak me out so bad. And the costume dressing for him, besides like ambiguous technology, is so fucking creepy. Like, because the face of the alien is like a mask on top of it, and you can't tell him whether or not it's supposed to be a mask for the alien or whether or not this is what the alien actually looks like.
Yeah, and it's making very weird like noises. Like I don't even know how to explain it, but like
weird murmury type
yeah,
thing.
like fucking like gonk droids from Star Wars.
No.
Like, they're just like they just make noises like that. It's like a low but like kind of continuous like grumbling, but like a technological grumble. It's fucking creepy.
He's super creepy until he starts moving.
Yeah, then he starts playing around the fucking house like he's a ballerina.
I call him Wigs.
Wigs?
Because he's so wiggly. Every time he moves, he's wiggling around.
Very noodly. He's like...
what do you even call like this movement? Like noodle arming as he walks, like he's trying to swim in air.
Yes.
But not like dive swim, like
he's trying to like move it's almost like he can see the oxygen and he's trying to like move
swim,
it out of the way so that he can like get through it.
He's so wiggly.
It's weird. And it adds to the creep because it's not like he's necessarily just like running at her. It's like he's trying to like...
He's definitely not used to the gravity on this world, and he's like flowing super weird, and he's hunched for no reason. He's like hunched over doing his little wiggles.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy. And like she's panicking, obviously, like losing her fucking mind. She actually like hits the box on his chest.
No? It's a little later.
Is it?
Yeah, so she runs upstairs.
Well, she
runs upstairs.
She tries to, but
as
she's
running upstairs, he grabs her ankle, and then she fucking shanks his little body thing, shanks the tech on his chest, and then runs the rest of the way upstairs, which is the worst place to go in a fucking...
Yeah.
Never run upstairs, especially because I think this is like a 3-story house, because there's like 2 sets of stairs.
Yeah.
And... it might be the same house that they filmed the babysitter stuff in, because it's the same stairway setup.
I definitely didn't look the same to me.
So there's the stairs that go up, a landing, and then more stairs that continue up. And that's the same stair setup that they have in the babysitter house. And considering the babysitter chunk and this short were both filmed for the movie,
that would make sense.
It would make sense to do the same filming location and then just set dress it differently.
Well, and it would make sense for them to do the middle movie first because that would be like... because they're just moving in, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff's not even hung up on the walls.
Exactly.
Like that's before they even have to really set dress for the rest of the shit. So,
exactly.
No, that makes sense.
So then she goes and hides in a bathroom upstairs.
She goes and hides in a bathroom and...
it's being way too loud for my liking. She's whimpering and breathing hard and doing all this kind of stuff.
She's crying. But I mean, again, like, if I was in that situation, the amount of things going through my mind, like, first of all, aliens are real, like, confirmed for sure, because it just tried to kill me. Second of all, oh my god, there's an alien in my house trying to kill me. I don't even know, like, I don't fucking know.
I think for me, because my reaction is freeze, like, body function shit like that shuts down for me, that I always get really pissed off when people have a reaction that's external. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you fucking craziest bitch. Just be silent for 10 seconds.
That's fair. But, I mean, the thing doesn't, like, go upstairs. It hits saunters and then, like, flips a switch on its...
on his suit.
On his suit. And then it, like, creates this, like, alarm type noise.
This really loud blaring that ends up making her scream and her nose bleed.
Yeah. It's like... I'm assuming it's just one of those things that's like alien neurological, like it's like a noise that it's like the fucking Brown Note, but for aliens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's just ain't gonna make you shit, but it'll make your brain almost explode.
Yeah, which there's a frequency of noise for humans that once you hit it, there was the whole like I want to call it Kharkov, and I don't think that's right. The pass in Russia where all of those people died on that hike. Do you know about this? Oh, I don't remember the name of it. And now I feel bad to bring it up without remembering the name. But one of the theories about what happened to them is there's a frequency for humans that once you listen to that noise, it kind of makes you go insane. And so it feels like that note, but instead of like, you can't hear it, but it's happening for that situation, this note, it was like busting her eardrums.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened is her eardrums busted and her nose started bleeding.
Made her scream. And so the alien was like, oh shit, now I know where she is. Goes upstairs. And
then he has a random tentacle come out of his hand and like attack her face with it.
He breaks into the bathroom and he like pushes her against the wall, and then a fucking tentacle comes out of his hand and starts like flopping all over the place. It's like really gross and like not, again, it's not CGI, so like whatever they did to make this thing fucking wet and sloppy and like go all over the place, it was gross.
Fleshy tentacle.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, he has human hands. He has normal humanoid hands. This thing comes like out of his wrist or his palm, like Spider-Man style. Like, it's creepy.
It's gross. She actually, in retaliation, ends up ripping the hose out of his fucking neck and, like, causes him to stumble back and gives her a second to get out.
And she hides under the closet under the stairs.
Yeah, she hides in the closet under the stairs, and the thing ends up, like, putting the hose back in its neck and then going down. It kind of, like, I don't know, just forgets about her after a minute and starts, like, going through like a box in the house.
He like wanders around and he's doing his little wiggly thing. He's Mr. Wiggs over here. And he comes across the box she was unpacking, which is full of candles. And he's like looking at the candles and he's like, fuck these candles. And just like knocks all the candles over and then like crawls onto the table and is like searching inside the box. Yeah. Oh, like, what's in the box?
He like sticks his whole head in the box.
And so I don't know if he was like, is she in the box? Or like, what is this weird contraption? It was really weird.
ADHD Wiggs.
Yeah. Like, he's like, a box. It was like a cat with a box. Being like, ooh, let me look inside the box. Can I fit in the box?
Yep.
And then her phone goes off.
Then her phone goes off because her husband is calling her and she's like freaking the fuck out because, her ringer is on straight up. So, you know, alien's like, oh, okay, well.
And then he like books it in his weird way to the door.
Yeah.
Yanks it open. It's dragging her out, and you can hear John on the other end, who's like, Caroline, 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 say something, Caroline, and she's screaming the entire time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
dude,
just,
what do you mean say something?
What do you think the fuck is happening?
Like, I don't know.
And for me, have I made you watch Skeleton Key yet? Is that one of the ones? So the main character in Skeleton Key's name is Caroline, and they're in the South, and so they say it like Caroline, like they have an accent to it, and so the whole time all I can picture is that chick from Skeleton Key, and it has nothing related to it except the name, and I really want to cover that movie. I love that movie so much.
I'm down.
But that's all I can picture is this old man going, Caroline, the entire time, and it's my own problem.
You see the shot of like the phone laying on the ground and
she's getting dragged into the breakfast nook bay window area that has the painting.
He's like, the alien like very slowly tries to like pull her away.
He's very slowly dragging her, like he has nothing better to do except drag her down this hall. Yeah. And as they get into the breakfast nook type place, he's just like kind of holding her there and he's like not really doing anything, and she's thrashing against him, and she grabs the sheet off of the painting, and it's a photorealistic painting of art. Yeah.
She rips the sheet off, and the painting is revealed, the one that the husband did. And it's Art's creepy-ass face. You've probably seen the picture because it's the front cover of the movie. Like, it's the
Is it Terrifier one?
No, for All Hallows Eve.
Oh, is that the box art for it?
It's not like a perfect, like,
rendition.
Shot for shot, but it's like the same, like it's
you're
him
right,
like
yes.
doing the
it's the like the 3/4 profile.
With the smile and all that. Yeah, it looks a little different because his makeup for the scene itself was a little different. Like his eyeshadow's thicker, and like so is his like
lipstick liner,
the black like liner around his lips. Yeah, so it's like you see less of his features and more. It's more of just like an emotionless mime, if that makes sense. Like you don't see as much of like his eyes. It's more of just like black holes.
Yes.
You know,
and that makes sense for it being a nightmare.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
then Sarah turns the TV off.
She's like, "Why the fuck am I doing this to myself?"
And she's like, "Where the hell are the parents? Like, why aren't they home yet?"
Yeah. She ends up like she stands up and she's gonna like go on her phone to like I think go call the parents, and then like she looks over for like half a second. It's it's fucking Wiggs. you see his
Is
face
that
like
who it is?
duck around the corner. Yeah,
I
it's
could
fucking
not.
wigs.
So, because I watched it on Tubi, and so you can only rewind 30 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and so I wasn't able to like scene by scene do it, and all I could see was like gray. And I was like, what the fuck was it?
No, it's fucking wigs. But it's just like, it's so fast. He just like goes around the corner, and she like it doesn't even quite register to her.
She's like,
But
what
then
the fuck?
But then she's like, those fucking kids. Like, I told them to be in bed. And so she goes upstairs and like goes into Tommy's bedroom and is like, I know that you guys are like, don't act like you're fucking asleep or
because
whatever.
Tommy fully is not asleep. He's like groaning and moving around, like faking sleeping, obviously, while Tia looks actually asleep, or at least mostly asleep. And she interrogates them about like the noises in the hall and like what the hell they've been doing. And
they're like,
she's like, why are you in Tommy's room? And I'm like, why the fuck do you care as long as they're asleep?
Yeah, and Tommy was like, yeah, she had a nightmare or something like that.
And she's like, no, I heard a noise in my closet.
Sarah's like, okay, well, like, whatever. And Tommy's like, yeah, also, like, it's hard for us to sleep when you're, like...
Checking in on us
all every 5 minutes. And Sarah's like, what? Like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, I can hear you sneaking around outside the door and, like, rattling.
Trying the handle.
Like, and Sarah's like, okay, yeah, I'll just fucking go to sleep. Like...
What are you doing at this point? If the kids you're babysitting say, stop fucking checking in on us, and you're like, I haven't fucking been upstairs this entire time. What are you doing?
Also, when one of them is like, I heard noises in my closet, I'm grabbing the kids and I'm getting the fuck out of the house and I'm calling the cops.
So I had the same thought and I was like, okay, but backtrack just a little bit. You don't want to freak the kids out, right? You're like, that's really weird. I think, so, okay, in my mindset, I think I would be like, oh shit, there's someone in the house. I don't want to freak the kids out. Hey kids, how about we go downstairs real fast? Or like, trying, because if in my head I go serial killer instantly, right? And so like you don't want to tip off that a serial killer knows that he's there. And so you're like, oh, you guys aren't sleeping well, how about we come downstairs, like we'll throw on a movie, you guys can stay up a little bit, I'm sorry you guys are struggling sleeping.
I'm sure your parents are going to be home any minute.
Yeah, so we'll go downstairs and wait up for them, and then there'd probably be a little groggy, and you get downstairs, and then once you're downstairs,
then you just go out the door.
Yep, you shove them out the door, and you're
like, what are we doing? Just go, we're just gonna go. Yep,
I think that's
100%.
I think that's what I would have done, because obviously if someone has been in the house, they're waiting, and so I think like it might be better, because obviously the kids are still alive, so like maybe it'd be better like nothing would happen in between the interim of you getting them downstairs. But there's no fucking way I would do what she does, which is walk down to the hallway where Tia's room is, look at the closet and be like, I'm being an idiot, and leave.
Yep. She just like looks at it and then is like, huh, what the fuck am I even doing? And then just like goes back downstairs. She like looks at the TV and then is like, how am I going to convince
a little girl
not to be scared if I'm scared or something like that? And so that's her fucking excuse to just continue watching this movie, even though she already said before, like after the second one, like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, this sucks. Like,
yeah, she's like forcing herself to watch it. And I wonder if at this point it's supernatural compulsion.
Oh, yeah.
Because as we see later on at the end of this short, what's kind of happening, I wonder if it's more of a compulsion of I have to watch it versus just her curiosity kind of taking over.
Yeah.
Because she does debate it for a second before she turns it back on. And for me, like, fair. Especially watching the first to second one, you realize it's an anthology. So it's not going to pick up where the alien story left.
It's going to be something different.
So it's not even like getting closure from a movie, right? It's not like, oh, you get to see the happy ending of a movie. It's you're gonna have to watch a whole new thing, be scared all over again. And so I wonder if it's more of a compulsion that she feels like she has to finish it supernaturally.
Oh God, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that angle.
So that's what I'm thinking, because as a babysitter and as someone who is in a house by themselves watching two kids, and if you're getting freaked out by a movie, my thought process would not be, let me continue watching the thing that's freaking me out. It would be like, I need to watch something that's not going to freak me out so I can be okay for these kids.
Yeah. No, that's fair. No, that makes total sense.
Well, she does turn on the TV.
She ends up fucking turning it on and just continues watching it.
But it doesn't pick up from where she left off, because she does turn it off and we don't really get a conclusion to that short. It picks up with static, which is very weird. And we get this shot, it like finally focuses in on this road where we see a car driving. This is Terrifier, the short film.
Yes.
So that's where we get, this is not the original intro to art, but this kind of kicks off the Terrifier series with this short film.
Yes. Because while he was say a cameo of the first one, of the 3 movies or shorts in this anthology. This is the one that's like his. And you'll see that because this girl, she's driving down the road. She sees a sign that says like, last chance for gas, like 3 miles.
Yeah, so she's listening to the radio. You learn it's Halloween night. Also, she was listening to AM radio.
Who the fuck listens to AM radio?
That's what I was saying. Like, what the fuck? And she looks up and sees the gas sign that's like last chance gas. You've all seen those signs everywhere. And
she looks down and she's on E.
So she's on E with the fucking gaslight on and she's lost. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of driver are you that you're going somewhere? Or we learn later where she's going.
2-dimensional women. It's just like, dumb woman lost and out of gas.
Didn't think to fill up, blah, blah, blah.
But that's fair because honestly, like, I'll explain why for this one, it kind of... It's fine. Like, I shouldn't say it's fine because I don't like when men or people in general, like... Two-dimensionalize women in stories. But this story is such a... It's almost like not focused on her necessarily.
No, and it's not. This really like plays into Art the Clown as being more of a demon, more otherworldly than just being a psychopathic maniac, right?
And we'll get there as to why. But like she goes to the gas station to fill up.
Has to get an attendant.
Yeah, she has to get an attendant. So she goes and knocks on the door.
Which is, sorry, not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Is so fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Because again, where the fuck are we in this day and age? Oh no, you're right.
She's the only state so I don't know because other countries I've been to also don't have this rule, but in the United States, there is one state left that you are not allowed to pump your own gas, and that is New Jersey. Oregon was until 2023.
That's right.
Also had that rule, and now they have a more laxed version. I looked into it because I was like, where the fuck are we? Yeah. That she has to ask for an attendant, and it's not even like, it's a big deal. Like, you can get fined like $500 or some shit if you pump your own gas, and so she has to get an attendant.
Yeah.
I looked up where she was coming from and where she was going.
Oh, that's right, because she's like,
Albrightsville.
Oh, yeah.
Is a town.
Oh, wow.
It is a town in Pennsylvania, and she is going back to New York. And so, yep, this makes perfect sense for the route she is taking.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty clear path. It looks like you just stay on the 80 the entire way.
Interesting.
To New York. And that's what the gas station attendant is going to tell her in a second.
So she bangs on the door and no one answers, but then like over on the side, you see Art the Clown like fumbling over himself as he's like getting thrown out of the garage or like,
the side area of the gas station, which you learn in a second is where the bathrooms are.
Yeah. But this guy's like kicking Art out and he's basically like, I'm going to fucking call the cops, and mentions that like Art the Clown did his signature thing. He went into the bathroom and pissed and shit and smeared it everywhere. Art's like laughing and the guy's like, you have 10 seconds to get out of here or I'll call the cops. Art like loses his smile and gets all sad, and then he fucking like harumphs and starts walking away. Yep. And then like the girl goes over to him.
It's like, I just need some gas.
It's like, I just need some gas. And like,
I have a lot to say about this one. This dialogue and this scene is really fucking weird to me because she waits outside of her car talking to the gas attendant. She says, I'm going to pay in cash. Just fill it up, I'm paying in cash. She does not prepay.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
He's like, oh, how much gas do you want? And she's like, oh, just fill her up, like I'm paying with cash. And he fills up her car.
He fills up her car and...
as they're talking...
They're just like shooting the shit.
And she's like asking about, oh, like that sucks that he did that to your bathroom. And he's like, it's not my fucking bathroom. They can fire me. I'm not cleaning that shit up. Yeah. I'm going to fill out some paperwork and I'm not touching that. He's lucky I didn't break his damn legs. And I was like, okay, a little aggressive there for no reason. But it was just wild to me, like this whole... And I've never gotten gas in New Jersey, so I don't know if it's normal to pay after the fact. But I feel like... I don't really know because I've gotten... full service gas once while I was in Oregon, and you have to hand your card to the gas station attendant, who then takes your card and puts it in the machine behind him. So I just thought it was a weird interaction. I hate her.
I know.
I hate her acting, and I don't know if that's
really bad.
I don't know if she's a new actress. I don't know if it was the direction she was given. I don't even know if she wanted to be an actor, because this is a short film. I don't know if it was just one of Damien's friends, but girl, goddamn. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, eventually there's like some noise or like the door to the shop like rattles or something like that. And so he's like, oh, like I'll be right back. I'll be back in a sec. And so he just leaves her there, like standing next to her car. It's like by herself at fucking like
God knows what time. Which she could have just driven off by herself.
She could have just driven off, but like she ends up like going to look for him because she's a good Samaritan and wants to pay. But
wants to pay her, I don't know, make sure he's okay because there's a weird ass noise inside. And this is the weirdest setup gas station ever.
Yeah, because she goes inside and it's like
there's like hallways.
Yeah, it's like a hallway down to like with a couple doors, and you know, she like goes down to this one door where she hears like a thumping, and she opens the door and she goes in and sees Art sawing off this dude's head.
His other limbs are cut off already.
Yes, all of his other limbs are cut off, and Art's just going through the fucking neck, and he looks up at the girl and starts
she doesn't have a name.
Laughing, and she like reels, and like it like cuts back and forth between Art and the girl, and like she like reels, and then at one point it looks like she's gonna puke, and then at one point like she finally fucking dips out of the room.
She runs out and does end up puking.
Gets
everywhere. In her car and fucking bolts.
Gets in her car, fucking drives away. Starts panicking.
Calls the cops. Tries to call the cops. She has a flip phone.
Oh my god.
It's a Motorola flip phone.
It's so funny.
In 2011. But I guess like we didn't mention the aesthetic of this one. It has the film grain effect put on top. It's meant to look like an older type film. Her having a Motorola flip phone doesn't affect me. Her being on AM radio does affect me.
She's a college kid too, right?
No, she's a costume designer trying to break into Hollywood.
She's an adult.
Yeah, she's a full-ass adult.
Very young adult.
Yeah, I mean...
Early 20s.
Early, mid-20s, I would say. She is calling the cops, but this entire time she's screaming into her phone. Full volume screaming and... Panicking. I don't even know if you'd be able to understand her.
No.
I don't think even if she could, she doesn't, she gets through and you can't really hear what's happening on the other line. The phone ends up going dead, but like, even if they could hear her, I don't think they'd be able to understand her with how like high pitch and how screamy she is.
Yeah. She ends up, as she continues driving, like after she, you know, the phone hangs up, she's still panicking, and then she sees Art the Clown standing on the side of the road with a sign that says circus, and he's like swinging it.
Like doing like come this way, to my circus.
To the circus, and she fucking steps on the gas, obviously, and is like panicking
and trying to get her phone shows like low battery, and she's trying to like skip through the low battery scene because how it used to be on those phones is a battery sign would come up on your phone and you could not do anything.
It would just flash low battery, and you'd have to wait
for it to go away.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to like speed through it, and then she almost crashes into a freaking van.
Yeah, so she swerves out of the way of this van because she almost hits it head on, and she swerves off the road. She stops and she's panicking, and then, well, she's like looking, it's like giving us some shots, like side shots of like looking out towards her.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and past the driver's window, and then we get a shot like forward.
Into like a field.
Yeah, like in the empty field in front of her car. It cuts back and Art shows up and fucking starts banging on her window.
Trying to open the door. All of her doors are locked. This is why you always lock your doors. As soon as you get into a vehicle, lock your doors. Yep. Do not leave them unlocked. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Yeah. And that's the only thing that saves her. And then she
drives off. She actually does drive off. And she continues driving. Of course, she's still panicking because she's like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's following me.
Yep. And she gets into... It looks like she's coming into town because it has those low street lamps, like those ones that you see on your way out here. Like those really shallow, short lamps. And a car is pulled over with its hazards on.
Yes.
And she pulls up to it and starts banging on the window, and there's looks to be a girl slumped, or a young adult-ish, slunked over the steering wheel, and she's like banging on it, and then she opens the door. The body falls backwards, and it's this weird bloody face thing, kind of like from the first short of just having a really creepy face.
Yeah.
She screams.
Like fucked up, like almost like as if someone like burned the face and it all just kind of merged into like a melty mess.
But circular. It's very circular.
It's weird. She also has
no hands.
No hands. just
nubs.
Nubs.
And they're bloody nubs. They were recently cut off.
And it's gross. So our female protagonist freaks the fuck out.
And she calls someone, again, in her car. And she gets back into her car, calls someone, I think Nick, I don't know. She calls someone and is like, I need you to call the cops. My phone's going to die any second. There's a crazy guy chasing after me. And then Art's in the backseat and wraps cellophane around her face and is choking her while she's driving. Or suffocating her.
Trying to suffocate her, and she's thrashing because she's got plastic over her face. And
she's able to rip a hole. Her mouth is open.
Yeah.
So she's able to rip a hole through her mouth.
Yeah, and is able to, like, get it out. She ends up swerving off the road and into a tree. She actually gets out and escapes, and she, like, runs through the woods a tiny bit and then finds this, like, shack.
Yeah,
it's like a half barn, but it's not even a barn. It's like maybe like a
small convenience store that got boarded up.
Yeah, it's like a small barn almost.
Yeah, because it has like the bay door thing that is now plywood.
Yes.
And so it's like maybe like a small car repair area.
Yeah.
Like you could probably fit a car or two in there.
Yeah.
But it's not big enough to have like a lift in it.
Yeah, and there's dirt on the ground. Like,
it's not dirt floor.
It's not concrete or anything. Yeah,
which is weird.
Yeah, but anyway, she gets in and locks herself in there. Assumingly Art goes up and starts trying to like open the door and starts shaking the door.
She runs up the door and tries to hold it and like make sounds while she's doing it. And like in my head, just stay still.
Yeah.
Have the person like try the door and then the door is locked and then they think you're not in there.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do that.
Yeah. No, she goes and holds the door and then eventually the shaking stops, and so she's like, okay, and she goes and like sits in a corner and like passes out with her fucking hand on her knees.
Yeah, from her
head on her knees.
The adrenaline loss, right? Like she's been running off adrenaline. I think her
plan was probably to just like wait it out.
Yeah.
And so she falls asleep. You get this cut to like as she's sleeping, the dirt is like starting to shift.
Yeah, there's like a little leaf, and in my first thought I was like, oh my god, because there's a window. I was like, oh, Art's coming through the window. It's showing a breeze. Is like
shifting a tiny bit, and yeah, you think it's a breeze at first,
and then you see little fingies,
but then you see the dirt move, and then you see the fingies and the glove that Art wears, and he's reaching out of the dirt. Yep. And he literally crawls out of the ground
to get to her.
And is like, from the waist up, out. She wakes up and fucking panics, obviously. And
runs to the bay door things that are stuck.
Yeah.
She can't get them open. Art just fucking whacks her with what I called a makeshift cat o' nine tails.
Yeah.
It's chains, and at the end of the chains are different types of blades, and he's just whacking her with it.
I couldn't even tell what it was besides a chain with things attached to it. But yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I think it's multiple. I don't think it's 9, but it's multiple chains with multiple blades at the end of the chain, God. And he's just flailing that thing around.
He gets some really heavy hits. I'm surprised that she's able to like
get up.
Well, because one of the knives falls off of the chain, and she picks it up and fucking reaches up and stabs him in the eye with it.
Yeah, because he like stops because it broke, and so he stares at it, and he like it has a little sad face because something broke off of it, and she grabs it and stabs him in the fucking eye or the face or whatever. And
and he falls down, and she grabs it again and stabs him in the back with it.
It's a different knife.
It is a different knife, yeah.
I was like, I didn't know if I had missed something while I was typing my notes. Like, where did the kitchen steak knife come from when it was originally a scalpel?
Yeah, I don't know.
But stabs him in the back, and then she's able to get out.
She runs away. She gets to the road, and she actually gets a car to stop for her.
This random nerdy guy.
It's just a dude, probably like same age as her, you know, and he's like, oh my god, like, how can I help? Like, you look fucked up. She's like, just get me out of here. Like, go fucking drive.
And he's like, this isn't some bad Halloween joke, is it? As he's actively staring at her crying with this giant cut under her eye, just drenching her face in blood. And he's like, oh, well, I guess not, huh?
Yeah, so he's like, oh, well, there's a police station just down the road. Like, I'll get you there. They're driving, and she's panicking, and he's trying to calm her down. And then, like, you see a car light pull up behind him, and she's honking. And she's like, oh my god, it's him. She's panicking. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? The car pulls up next to them, and it's Art. And he pulls out a gun and shoots the guy in the head. And blood starts spurting out of his head. And he, obviously, the car crashes. And at
this point, I'm like, Sarah, why the fuck are you still watching?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, like, holy shit, this is worse than watching a car crash.
Because it's not even, like, it's, what the fuck is happening? And then, like, from a, take yourself out of it, think of you just watching this as a movie, not knowing it's, like, a short that's leading up to something. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is the plot?
Yeah.
What am I even watching?
Yeah. Why would someone put this in a child's candy bag?
Yeah, like, what the fuck is happening?
So, yeah, anyways, the car crashes, and
it
then...
cuts from black to the designer being strapped to a table. Very reminiscent of the first short, where Casey is strapped to the table.
Yeah. But, like, you only see her face, and she's, like, looking around and panicking, and she, like, looks over, and there's, like, tools on the table that are covered in flies.
Weapons.
Yeah, torture weapons, like, covered in flies and shit.
It pans over to Art, who's mime laughing at her, and then it pans back over to her. She's just right across her stomach has pig carved into her, and the other side says slut, and the other side says cunt. And then it zooms out. She's got all these
words carved into her, and then it zooms out. You see her, but she has no arms or legs. And no boobs anymore either. She's just
and it shows, I'm pretty sure he ripped her tongue out too, because it shows like those like pincers with the flesh in it. I think he ripped her tongue out too.
It just shows, like essentially what he did to this poor girl while she was sleeping. And then finally, after seeing all of that, Sarah's like, okay, I'm fucking done.
And the TV goes to static, and there's some distorted voices, and the picture clears up, and it's a creepy basement.
Yeah, it's like this weird, like, boiler room almost.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I just skipped over a whole chunk.
Oh.
Everything, the TV cuts to static, and then it cuts back to Art dismembering the gas attendant, and then the landline rings.
That's right.
And Sarah goes to answer the landline, and it's the designer, the costume designer from the short, screaming, "There's someone trying to kill me, please call the cops." It's the
conversation she's having with what you think is the police officer, or like 911.
The dispatcher, yeah.
Yeah, she's like saying all the words, and Sarah's like having a different conversation with her, but the same conversation. Like, it's crazy, because like Sarah's replies match up to it, but the designer was not having the conversation with Sarah when she was in the car.
Exactly.
Like, you can hear that it is dispatch.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I think it's also like a masculine voice on the other end of the original.
They're like, what's happened? Like, you can hear that they're asking the questions when she's on the phone in the car.
Unless it's distorted, because Sarah then asks, "What's going on? What do you mean? What's happening?" Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It could have been.
It could be
but
the same.
I don't know. Yeah. It was the voice originally in the short is more distorted, so it was very hard for me to make out. I was also watching it with very low volume because my wife was sleeping.
Yeah.
So I couldn't make it out more. And
I had
subtitles
headphones on, so
subtitles weren't working on Tubi. They don't have them for this movie, so it was really hard for me to get a lot of that.
Subtitles either, yeah.
So it was hard for me to get kind of the background stuff that we usually can pick up from subtitles or from being able to listen to it.
Yeah, creepy as fuck, because you're like, oh my god, and she starts to panic, obviously.
And then the TV turns back on.
And it's this shot of this like basement. It's like a boiler room type deal. Out from behind a very skinny pole to give you an idea of the effect.
Scooby-Doo style.
Yeah, this pole is like skinny as fuck, but he like comes out from behind it.
Like, he is fully hidden behind the pole.
Like fully hidden. And so he comes out from behind it and like starts like inching towards the screen. And this is fucking creepy.
Yeah, this part is like is phenomenal.
He goes up to like the camera and starts like reaching around the corners, and it's almost as if he's like on the other side of the TV screen, because he's like, it's
perfectly matched. He's touching the corner, like it matches up.
The size proportions are everything. And then he literally looks up at Sarah and smiles
and waves,
and she fucking panics.
And then he starts banging on the screen.
He starts banging on the fucking screen, and it's as if he's literally on the other side of the glass. He's doing his like silent laugh, and she's fucking freaking out.
And then the TV changes to being her in this exact moment, with Art sitting on the couch behind her.
The TV switches to as if the camera was like inside the TV and it's facing towards the couch. You can see where she's standing, and then Art's sitting on the couch behind her, but then she turns around to look, and in real life, Art's not there. No. He's only on the TV screen.
And then he gets up and starts slowly making his way over to her. And so it's this pan back and forth shot of her looking at the TV, trying to eject the tape that won't eject, and then looking back and no one being actually on the couch until Art is directly behind her, about to grab her, and she's able to get the VHS out and then slams it on the ground.
And smashes it, and then the video obviously fades out, and
everything kind of goes back to normal for a quick second.
Yeah.
Taya screams. I think we've said her name like 6 different ways. Tia screams from upstairs.
Sarah runs over to the bottom of the stairs and looks up, and Art is standing at the top of the stairs, like outside the door.
Covered in blood. And he's laughing. He points at the door to the kids and then points back at Sarah and then starts laughing silently again, like, because he's miming. And there's now that film grain from the last short is on top of this.
Now it cuts back to Sarah and it's in a film grain. Like, she's like, it is now as if she is like in...
she's one of the shorts.
Yeah, she is the next short.
Sarah's having like a breakdown.
And it cuts back to upstairs and he's gone. And so she runs up and she opens the door to the kids' room. It's both of the kids' heads.
In the middle of the bed.
Just their heads.
And then there's blood all over the wall.
Blood all over. And
everywhere, I guess.
It has... he wrote his name, Art, on the wall in blood.
Yep.
And Sarah is just having a breakdown, obviously, because what the fuck? Like, this supernatural tape came to life type shit.
Yep.
Fucking terrifying.
That's the end.
That's it.
That's like, the end of the short.
Sarah has a breakdown about the kids being dead, and then that's it. It just fucking cuts.
It cuts, and then you get a little bit of stuff, and then the same footage of Art walking towards the TV happens again, but full screen on your TV, like he's walking towards your TV.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the actual credit scenes.
Yeah. I think it's a great Halloween movie. It's not a good movie, but it's creepy, and it's, to me, I think why I enjoy it is it's a no-brainer. Like, you can watch it and you don't have to think about it.
That's fair.
Like, clearly I didn't when I was watching it, because it didn't occur to me how fucking shitty a lot of the acting or anything that was until you, like, mentioned it. I'm like, oh yeah, like, thinking back on it, yeah. But that's how, like, not hard I had to think about watching this movie.
It's fair. That's very fair. I think my favorite part of this movie is the last one and bringing it back in with the babysitter. Mm-hmm. I think the last 30 minutes of this movie is the best, excluding we love the second. We just spent so long talking about the second short. For what it was, having the tie-in with the babysitter was my favorite part. Mm-hmm. I think it really tied the whole thing together. It was more cohesive. I think the middle short, I can understand why people think it didn't belong there.
It's a break from the rest of the movie,
exactly.
Honestly.
It's a break from the gore and violence of everything else, because it's more psychological creepy versus like torture gore creepy.
Yeah.
And then I have like a page and a half of things, but what I mostly meant to say about this is I understand I'm in the minority. I understand Art is amazing. I love the actors who play Art. This one is the original actor. We get a different actor in the original Terrifier, or the Terrifier 2016, whatever the first Terrifier came out. That's a different actor from this Art. I think they both do an amazing job. I love the energy they bring to him as a character. I understand what Terrifier is doing for the for the horror genre.
Yes.
Having Terrifier 3 come out non-rated in theaters.
That was, I mean, again, we watched that and we both looked at each other and said, how the fuck did they put that in theaters?
Yes, because we watched it here at your house. And so, like,
I was like, they let me watch this at home?
I understand what it's doing for horror as a genre. Yeah. I'm very appreciative of it. I know, like, everyone loves it. My wife loves Art. This is not my kind of movie. Hallows Eve, All Hallows Eve, leading into the Terrifier movies, excluding All Hallows Eve 2, and then the subsequent sequels, because there are 4 All Hallows Eve. I believe only the first one includes Art. It's not for me. It's not my type of movie. And then I even put in here, like, going from the anthology of Trick or Treat to this was also way different, because, like, we dissected the timeline. Like, there's a lot of, like, it's a no-brainer, but you can brain on it if you want.
Yeah.
Where this one is
100%.
like, if you think too hard about it, it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
And so
No,
that's kind
agreed.
of where you lose me, because I thoroughly enjoy no-brainers. We just did Uncanny Annie. Like, I love
Oh,
a
yeah.
movie that I can just sit down and watch, but I think for me there was too much inconsistency, and then you break that up with the violent gore that for me is just torture porn,
Yeah.
that I just, like, I lose interest in it.
I think it was definitely, like, you can tell the director did not find his groove quite yet.
Yes.
Like, he was still trying to figure out his pacing and, like, how he wanted to present art, you know,
Yeah.
and, like, and how fucked up he wanted art to be. Like, you can tell that was, like, this was the beginning of it. And I think that's why it is a little rough around the edges, because art is such a specific entity for horror that, like,
Yes.
when it strays away from it, it's definitely like, if this came later, you'd be like, no, like, this fucking sucks. Like, turn art back around to what it was for, like,
Yeah.
before. But because this came before the actual Terrifier stuff, I don't know, I think it's easier for me to just, like, soak it all in and just let it be its own thing.
That's fair. And like I said, it's just not my kind of, like, genre. And coming from someone whose favorite horror series is Nightmare on Elm Street, that's saying something. I also really do enjoy the Saw movies. So I can't really pinpoint what the difference is for me with these. And I'm, again, just trying to focus on All Hallows Eve because Terrifier is its own thing. I don't know if it comes down to, like, the two-dimensionality of the characters. Like, we get introduced to a lot of characters who don't matter. None of these shorts interact with each other. No one fucking matters. And maybe that's where I'm kind of getting that disconnect of, like, I'm not rooting for any of these characters, and you're not really supposed to, right? You're just supposed to root for Art and whatever the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's just, like, I really wanted to connect with some of the characters or have some hope for some of these characters. But, like, when it comes down to it and talking about, like, we always talk about the psychology or the aftermath of the movie, she's gonna get blamed for the fucking murders, right? Like,
Yeah, like,
there's
I mean,
no way to prove that there's anyone else there. And with the Terrifier movies and the knowledge we have of, like, how art works, like, yeah, she's gonna get fucking blamed for everything and then
Yeah.
has to deal with that.
100%.
Like, there's nothing about this movie besides the second chunk, which isn't even art related,
No.
that I enjoyed.
I think, honestly, it probably would have been a better experience overall if, like, the three shorts did all connect somehow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if their connection was more than just Art the Clown, I think
Yeah.
that would have maybe established, like, a more depth to it overall. Whereas, like, yeah, because they were all their own shorts, but then, like, put into this to try and be this, like, phantom tape that haunts you and eventually, like, makes Art the Clown fucking come kill you type shit.
Yeah.
Like, it would have definitely hit better if they
We're a little
just
bit.
started off from the beginning.
Anyways, so if you like Art the Clown, this is not a Terrifier movie.
No.
This has Art cameo. He is technically the big bad, but he is not. It's not like the Terrifier movies.
No. It is not like... It's its own thing with Art the Clown. And yeah, honestly, if none of y'all have seen this movie, you're gonna go watch it and you're gonna be like, that middle movie was super stupid, but I'm gonna sit here like, aliens scared the fuck out of me and I don't care.
Yeah, I really like the middle one. If you watch it, look at Mr. Wiggs for me. I think he's amazing. I don't recommend it. If you like Terrifier, this might be fun to go watch just to kind of see the creation of Art from where he started to where he is now.
Yeah, the roots.
Yeah, or if you don't want to watch this, you could literally probably find the shorts. Because I think watching Terrifier the short, I probably would have gotten more enjoyment out of that. And then the Ninth Circle was just, like, weird. I didn't really enjoy the Ninth Circle at all. It might have been the treatment of the pregnant women and women in general. Like, that just hits way too close to home for me.
Yeah, that was definitely my least favorite too. While it was still, like, freaky as fuck, like the end with all the, you know, creepy people standing around and, like, ripping her clothes off and shit.
Yeah.
It freaks me the fuck out, but yeah, it's definitely not, because that one's not even about Art. It's just like Art shows up and, like, drugs the girl and lets someone else take her away, maybe.
Yeah,
or, like, I don't even know how that fucking works, but, like, my point is, like, it's so
I have no idea
whatever.
with that one. It is what it is. we don't really rate movies, but I'd probably give this like a solid 3 out of 10. I watched it. Do I regret watching it? No. Am I going to rewatch it? No. Do I recommend this movie? No.
I'll probably rewatch it in a couple years.
This isn't going on my classic list of something I'm going to watch every Halloween.
Yeah. For me, it's like a 4, a very weak 5 at best out of 10 for me. And that's being extremely generous only because, 1, the aliens, and
The
2,
aliens make it.
art. Being able to view that as like the beginning,
Yeah.
or like the,
I think
it's just cool to see like where it all comes from in a way.
Right, like the history of it and the backstory of it, like, yeah.
But that's the only reason I'm giving it a 4 or a very weak 5 out of 10.
Well, there you have it. There's All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows, yeah. Ugh.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and threads at No Cell Service Pod. Until next time.